What is going on, football fans? Back at it with another New York Giants video. And as I like to do every week, I wanted to jump into both the press conferences of Pat Shermer and now this week Daniel Jones, being that it was his debut performance. I took a couple of quotes from Pat. I took a lot of quotes from Daniel, and I went over them. We'll talk about them, and we'll see what they had to say. I think it's very important to see what the head coach has to say after a football game and the quarterback after he makes his debut performance. Daniel Jones, of course, looked terrific. He was able to lead the Giants coming back from a 28-10 halftime deficit to get the win in Tampa Bay. Just a great performance by Jones, and Pat Shermer gets his first win of the season, a win he desperately needed. As fans were starting to call for his job. But let's jump right into the quotes. We'll start with the hero of the game, Daniel Jones. So there's Daniel, and we'll start with the first quote. And here is the first quote on being asked on if this was how he expected his first game to go. I don't know about that, but exciting win and exciting finish there for us. I thought we showed a lot of fight, and we battled back after kind of creating a hole for ourselves there in the first half. Exciting win, and I look forward to building off of it. Gotta love that response from Daniel Jones. What else is he supposed to say? And here's the next quote up from Daniel Jones. On what he saw on that fourth down rushing touchdown. Of course, they're referring to the 4th and 5 at the end of the game-winning score where Daniel Jones ran it across the goal line. Just what I saw. They were playing some kind of man, and it just opened up. I saw grass, and I took it. A fun finish to it. Exciting last drive. Thought we did a good job getting people open and protecting. It was a fun finish. And yes, it was a fun finish indeed. And that was a play in which Daniel Jones used his legs, his improvisation skills, saw an opening, and he took it. And you couldn't have asked for a better ending. Here's the next quote. On what his week has been like since Tuesday. Of course, Tuesday was the day in which Daniel Jones was named the starter after Eli Manning had manned the position for the last 15 or 16 years. It has been a different week with what's happened. I think as a team, we did a good job preparing and focusing on what we needed to do to play this game. I thought we had a good plan going in. We knew what to expect. Just a great team win. Well, I don't know if I'd call it a great team win. The defense did play better in the second half, much like last week. Can we please get a full four-quarter performance from the defense against the Washington Redskins? We're going to need it, especially with Saquon Barkley out. But in terms of the offense, specifically in the second half, great adjustments by the coaching staff in general on both sides of the football. And here's the next quote from Daniel. On what Eli Manning said to him after the game. Eli Manning, of course, his mentor and the leader at the quarterback position, a guy that he really looks up to, and a big reason why they left him on this roster was so he could mentor Daniel Jones. And here's the quote. Congratulations, and he was just happy for me. I can't thank him enough for his support throughout the week and today during the game. I am just really grateful. And that's the type of player Eli Manning is. He's a true Giant through and through. Of course, Joe Flacco, remember what he did last year with Lamar Jackson? Well, Eli Manning is taking the reverse approach. He's trying to be a mentor to this kid and let him take over in Eli Manning's footsteps for the next 15 years. So great job there by Eli Manning. And here's the next quote. On playing the second half without Saquon Barkley. I think we were certainly confident in who we are as a team. I think we have a number of playmakers. Obviously, he's a huge piece of that. There is no doubt about it. We had guys step up and make plays, which I think shows the versatility of this team. No doubt he is a huge piece of it. Well, yeah, of course, he's a huge piece of it. He's by far our biggest threat. Of course, Evan Ingram stepped up, had a huge game. Daniel Jones did his job at the quarterback position, and we got the job done. We couldn't get the ground game going even with Saquon Barkley in there. I think what you saw was a Tampa Bay defense who stuffed the box and they said beat us. And that's exactly what Daniel Jones did. And here's the next quote. On the biggest challenge he faced today. The 2 turnovers, those were costly and certainly things I need to work on. Of course, the fumbles. I think football, you realize it is going to go back and forth. You're going to have a battle, and just proud we found a way to win. And at the end of the day, that's what we care about. Of course, yeah, he did have a couple of fumbles, but he found ways to overcome some of the mistakes that he made. He almost threw an interception later in the game as well, in which he threw into double coverage. He didn't see the safety, but you're going to see mistakes from rookie quarterback. Daniel Jones showed he could get it done when it mattered most. And let's jump over to the head coach, Pat Shermer, as we go over a couple of his quotes. Here's the first quote on the difference defensively in the second half. Of course, the defense gave up 28 points in the first half. They only surrendered 3 to keep the team within striking distance in the second half? Well, I just think it was the same as last week. Buffalo had us on our heels, and then we came out in the second half and found a way to get some stops. The difference in that game is we didn't kick into gear on offense. Today, it was a better second half all around. We came out and got some explosive plays on offense. We got the stops on defense. And at the very bitter end there, we were fortunate they missed the kick. That's the way this team is going to be. We're going to have to fight for it. It was good to get our first victory on the road. Good to get the first victory with the young quarterback, Daniel Jones. Now, we'll just go back and reassess and get ready to play the Redskins. And yeah, if I'm going to give Pat and Betcher credit for one thing in this game, their halftime adjustments were phenomenal. We got outscored by 18 points in the first half. We end up outscoring them by 19 in the second half. Although, we got some help, right? The missed extra points, the missed field goal. Nevertheless, great job by the coaching staff in this game in terms of adapting to the game in the second half. Here's the next quote off of Pat. On whether Jones had to be calmed after negative plays. After his fumbles, he's referring to. Nope, not a bit. That's a part of his charm. He's mature beyond all of our years. Trust me. We've all been together long enough. I know that for a fact. And that's what you want in a quarterback. You want an even keel guy. Maybe Jones shows some emotion, but he's in check. He's a leader, and that's what you want out of your quarterback. And then finally, on how the offense changes without Saquon Barkley. Of course, Barkley now expected to miss, from what I read, 4 to 6 weeks. I would lean more towards the 6 weeks with that high ankle sprain. We were in a situation without Saquon where we were behind. So then you're chucking it a little more than maybe you would like. We were still trying to mix in the run, but they were rushing 5 most of the time. They did a pretty good job against the runner, so we had to throw. And that's exactly what happened in this game. Even when Saquon was in there, the Bucs made a concerted effort to force Daniel Jones to throw the football. And that's going to do it, guys, for the quotes. Just a great performance by Daniel Jones. Love to see the confidence out of the kid, and showed his maturation there with some of those quotes. Pat Shermer, great job with your halftime adjustments, and I am looking forward to Week 4 against the Washington Redskins. Of course, I'll be covering them extensively throughout the week. Hope you guys come back, check out the videos, and as always, guys, if you liked what you watched, please subscribe, drop a comment, maybe give me a little thumbs up. Cheers.